Hello, everyone. This is Daniel. I'm going to be telling you what's going on right now. So, what is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit? What is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit? For those who are wondering, it is admitting that our God, our Jesus Christ, our Holy Spirit is the devil. The way he's behaving is the devil, and that is not true. That will get you to hell. That is the farthest unbelief in the mindset of your mind that you will ever have, and you will be set for hell. That is a ticket to hell. And the Bible does say that. Look at Matthew chapter 12, and you'll know what I mean. So, it is telling God that he is the opposite. That's blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. I'm not going to say any more, except for this. So, what's been going on in the church in the last days? Well, I believe we're not really in the last days, now are we? But we're getting close. We're improving on it. So what did it start off with? First, Christ came, and he was part of the Jewish tradition. He was the one that created the church of people and all that. So first they attacked people outside of the church. These are the people that would go outside, that would be attacked in the church, and they go outside of the church and be killed outside of the church. Then it was at the church's walls. Then at 400 AD, it would start within the church. Then, at the medieval times, it would start within the church's mindset. Getting the picture? And then it would start with the church's spirit. And then it would be deep-rooted inside the spirit. For one day, there would be no more call to the church's altars. Instead, you would have to get an RFID chip implanted in your hand and in your forehead to go inside the church. That's what's going to be that one day. One day you're going to have to go inside the church with an RFID chip. And you're going to have to admit that God didn't do this. I'm not going to give examples. In that way, there would be much unbelief in the church system, and that this devious person, more devious than the other, would end up causing people to go outside of the churches. There would be no more church service for those who are true believers. And there would be no longer a true church. And maybe the people will be left dead. Few will be left alive to tell the story. In my opinion, it could be either two ways that the world will end. First, there will be a rapture before people are very much persecuted. So that in that instance, people would end up, there will be no more Christians left in the world to end up, being there. So the first rapture would be the mid-tribulation or something like that. Those would be the people that would be true believers. First it would be the dead people, then it would be the living at the mid-tribulation. Then, in the end, after all these events happened, there would be another set of people that would be the leftovers, or the people that were left, and they will be collected by angels after they die. but invisibly. And then these people will be slaughtered, and there'll be no Christians left, and God will judge the nations and kill all the people. That's one way. The second part will be that there was the end tribulation rapture, which there will be few Christians left that are living, and everyone else will be slaughtered. Because if you live to the very end of the world, you're going to hell. So, oops, I have to charge this. In this regard, there'll be much concern over the church because the future looks very grim for the church. But on the other hand, that's just the church on earth. The future looks very great for the people who are Christian, who are true Christians. So if anyone is caught unaware of the situation, you'd first have to read Revelations. And that book of Revelations was meant for the people at the end of the day, at the end of the time of the earth. It was meant for people at the end of the times of the earth. It was not meant for people even today. Nor was it meant for back then. We would all understand at that time what it all meant. But it was meant to be for mystery of mysteries. And it was only meant for people who have special knowledge to understand what that rapture meant, that revelation meant. What I think is going on in Revelations, the beast system, the beast, the mark of the beast, the way they portray the beast, I honestly think that it's symbolic in actual beast. Its feet are going to be like elephant's feet to bear's feet to rip apart and destroy the nations. Its head will be like a leopard. And it will also have snake heads. That's not an actual interpretation of what it's going to look like. But that's basically an interpretation symbolically of what it's going to look like. The bare feet is, well, it's kind of, well, accurate. You see, the leopard means it's going to be very deceiving and very, very cunning, and it'll attack you like a leopard. The feet is going to mean it's going to destroy the nations with claws, with heavy claws. And snakes, evil. Then the next one is going to be an even worse beast, of course. You get the point? So, then there's the Antichrist. Who is he? Of course, we don't know yet. People think, it's Donald Trump. People say it's Obama. People say, it's the Emmanuel Macron. All that stuff. But I think the Antichrist is going to be different. I think he's going to be portraying himself to be like Christ. In some instances, he's going to say that he's Christ in some way or the other. That, one time he's going to say, Christ is inside me, so I'm Christ-like. I am that son within that person. He's going to be very, 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 deceitful about that. Not as sloppy as I am. He's going to say something like, I've gotten me, so I have his strength to do his will, and I have his power, for that's why I am. Something like that. He's going to say that, and it's going to be kept inside of his head. And he's going to blaspheme against the Holy Spirit by saying, oh, that's who he is. And that whoever has his mark, the RFID chip, I think. I mean, I've heard of people saying that, oh, there's horror stories where if they put the RFID chip in his hand, they'll have something leave them. They'll be no longer even be of God, but they would have mocked the Holy Spirit by having something inside of them based on the devil. The Holy Spirit cannot have anything to do with the devil inside of them, and that's a mark. That's a I hate doing that. That's oh man, I can't do this. That's a nope. That's a mark where the God, that's basically saying to God, okay, I cannot do this. I'm going to have something chipped inside of me, and I'm not going to be part of you because I am not trustworthy to be with you because I've put something inside of me to make you leave me. Oh, Lord, oh, Holy Spirit. That's not me, of course. That's not me. But if you do that, you're telling him that you don't need him because you're not trustworthy. And that's what churches will do someday to be part of the church. And they'll get rid of all the churches that don't do that. And that's what the persecution is going to be like in the future, I believe. So remember, hold on, be faithful. And also, just hold on. Be faithful. All right, I'll be done now, okay? Bye.